moving to the UK or to any other country can be extremely daunting, but there's a couple of things that you can do which will help to make that journey a little bit smoother. And when you're over in the new country as an expat, or whether you've migrated for work, then there's certain things that you need to consider. So my wife has gone through that experience, so we're going to be having a little bit of a discussion about her experience. And now that she's been in the UK for almost 3 years now, we're going to give a little bit of an update to the video that she did in August 2021, which I'll link somewhere here. So let's get in with a couple of questions. The first question is surrounding the job market in the UK. And what is the importance of understanding the job market in the UK?
Before you do your job searching, it's important to understand the job market in the UK. For me, it's totally different from the job market in Jamaica. Most of the jobs are online, and you have to be open to different changes. You look for job postings online, you will speak to recruiters or employment agencies. So I'll be honest with you, you have to develop that confidence to speak to recruiters and employment agencies, because they will help you get the job quicker. I know you want to just apply online and not speak to anyone, but speaking to these recruiters and employment agencies can help build your confidence and also get you acquainted with the accent. For me, the accent, understanding the accent took a bit of time, because sometimes I would speak to recruiters or employment agencies and I'm like, I'm not sure what they're saying or what they're asking. But as you continue to speak to them, you will get more of an understanding of what they're exactly saying and how you are to answer the questions that they'll ask. So when recruiters call you, you know the ropes. Yeah. When recruiters call you, it's good to have an idea of what you're going to say, because you might apply for jobs online, but sometimes it's not the company that's calling you. It's recruiters that post the jobs online, so you have to have that mindset of knowing what to say and to explain to them your background. So please do a lot of research on how to explain these things and continue to build your confidence. It's okay. It's simply okay to make mistakes. I made a ton of mistakes. I answered the questions rubbishly, so it's okay. You're new, and just go with the process. I had my husband sometimes on the phone. You remember when I was on the phone and I put it on speaker and I'm like, and then when I don't understand what they just said, I'll hint at you and be like, what did they just say? What did they just ask? And you'll be like, say this, like I'll read his lips and say what he just said, because it wasn't that easy. So having someone close to you who understands the language more fluently is also important. And a lot of recruiters will regularly ask the same questions. So after like 5 or so of them call you, 6 or so of them call you, you will eventually get acquainted with the questions they'll ask. They'll be like, okay, Samoy, tell me a bit about your experience. And you'll be like, okay, I have 5-year work experience in this, I did that. And make sure you don't say we, because that was a mistake that I was making in the beginning. Don't say we. You have to demonstrate that you did that job and this was the result. You have to use the STAR approach or the STAR method. You can go ahead and research that online, but mainly utilizing that method will grab the attention of that recruiter and help you to be put forward for that job.
All right, there's a whole load of great points in what you said, yeah, but let's say you actually get through this recruitment process to the point where a recruiter, if you're using an agency, actually asks you for your CV. Yeah. How can you tailor your CV so that it's actually applicable to the job that they're asking you to? Like, what things would you do?
For me, my approach would be to consult with someone, or if you don't have anyone, it's best to look at examples online. Look at how the resumes are worded online. If you have a little money, like I did in the beginning after I was tailoring my resume by myself and it wasn't getting anywhere. If you have a little money, I paid like around £60 to get someone reword my CV. When they reworded my CV according to the UK standard, I was getting loads of calls. So if you have a little money, it'll be easier for you to let them tailor your resume, and then you just give that recruiter, because the person who is tailoring your CV is going to ask you what job are you applying for, and then they'll tailor your CV to the job that you're applying for.
Okay. Is there any other job boards or any other ways that you'd go about finding jobs? So you mentioned already recruitment agencies.
Yeah.
But what if you don't know any?
What if you don't know any?
Yeah, what job boards would you recommend?
So for me, the agency that got me the job that I am in now is called Best Connection. They're quite popular. They were the ones that helped me got my job. There are other recruitment agencies out there that I don't know. It's okay to do research online and just look for recruitment agencies, the one that specialize in the industry that you want to go into. If you want to go into customer care services, look online and look at what agencies specialize in those areas. If you want to do IT or anything to do with science or whatever, look for recruitment agencies in that sector. And if it comes to the nitty-gritty where you cannot literally find any job at the minute in the sector that you want to go into, it's best to do the jobs that are easier to get. Some jobs that are easier to get are like domiciliary care, if I say that right. That was a job that I started off with, doing 12 hours a day. When you come to the UK, you have to be open to do anything. It's not going to be easy to get a job in the sector that you want, but in the meantime that you're trying to apply to the sector that you want, it's okay to apply to domiciliary care, to cleaning jobs. Those jobs are the easiest jobs to get. And if you apply to tons of them, be okay to apply to 10, 20, 100, 1,000. Listen, it ain't easy.
Okay, so what you're saying is you have to keep an open mind when it comes to like finding a job in the UK.
Yeah.
So what I found for many even professionals that have come over to the UK as an accountant, as whatever it may be, they come over to the UK from, let's use Jamaica for example, and they have to start from scratch.
Yeah.
Absolute scratch.
Yep.
So, okay, that's interesting. Would you want to speak anything more about how we can, or more to how we can actually use agencies to benefit us? So let's say you're in a situation where, I don't know, you've been in the UK for a couple of years actually.
Yeah.
And you feel like, okay, you've got a little bit of skills now, you know, you've probably done a couple of jobs. Do you think at that point it's worth using agencies still, or would you consider just trying to find companies direct through whatever means?
It's still okay to use agencies.
Okay.
Because they're there to find you a job. There's like salespeople, but also it's okay to go directly to the company. So it just depends on your confidence level.
How does that work then? How would you find these companies?
You research online. Look for companies that that specialize in the area that you want to go into. For the companies that using LinkedIn is one of the greatest source. Now, with a company that tailored my resume, they also tailored my LinkedIn account, and that helped me. Even today, I mean, last week, recruiter reached out to me. So people, updating your LinkedIn will also help you tremendously. Look for companies on LinkedIn, try to make posts, even if you don't know nothing about your, know anything much about your career or the job that you really want. It's okay to use like books and write little posts from the books, or look online and just research, okay, what does this mean? What does say for me, business, I want to my career down the pathway I want to go exactly is business analyst. So what I'll do, I'll look for examples of flow chart online, business flow charts online, and post them on LinkedIn, and people communicate with you. So getting your presence online is crucial because it will help you, for recruiters to see that you're really active, and then they'll reach out to you. You can also go ahead and use the job boards, Indeed and Read, jobs that specialize in online jobs only. So you just have to consistently do research, and after your resume is on those job boards, you'll find that recruiters start calling you a lot. So be prepared. I was not prepared for those calls. So after you've tailored your resume and you have all of those relevant words and recruiters start calling you, please, if you're applying for jobs tonight, be prepared tomorrow. Even if no one calls you eventually when tomorrow comes, but be prepared. My biggest failure was not being prepared for any calls, and then I'll be stumbling blah 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 blah. You get what I mean? So be prepared for them calls.
Okay, so maybe this should have been actually the first question I asked you, but I'll ask it now anyways.
Okay.
How can you check your eligibility to work in the UK?
Okay, so basically you check your eligibility to work in the UK from the government website, gov.uk. You look for the type of visa that you have, and you will see if you have right to work in the UK. Also, when you're applying for your visa type, when you're applying for that visa type, it will let you know if you have rights to work. Because me, I'm on a spousal visa and I have right to work. I think it's also on my card saying something like, it is on my BRP card and I can't depend on public funds or whatever. So yeah, using the government website will let you know if you have the right to work.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is there any final bits of advice that you would give someone who's moved over to the UK, either because they're married or they've just relocated for work or whatever it may be? Advice would you give them? What final words would you give them?
Have an open mind. Be open to speak to people. I didn't touch that point. Networking. Your network will help you a lot. Me, I was scared to talk to people, but I recognize that if you want good, you nose have to run. That's what Jamaicans would say. But so you have to put out the effort. I message people on LinkedIn. I'm not stalking them. I'll write like, okay, say for instance, I want to do some customer care. I'll write customer care, and then I'll look through the list of people who are doing customer care, and I click on their profiles and look at the experiences they've had, look at the wording of how they worded their things. Nothing wrong with copying a few bits. You're not gonna copy exactly write it, but copying a few bits based on your own experience will help you tremendously. So start texting these people if you want answers or you want some solution to your burdened heart, because it will be a burden and a stress. So it's okay to reach out to these people and network with people. They have loads of networking free events in the UK that you can attend, and this will help your confidence tremendously. Because in talking to people, you're starting to become more confident. And as I've said in the beginning, please, if you're not getting the job that you want, because I know we have this mindset of getting the job that we really want, just take what you get, because eventually you will figure out how you are to tailor your resume to suit the job you want, and how to impress recruiters, and also when you go to the interview, how to impress these people. So you go on YouTube and do research about people, how they answer certain questions, and then you practice. Practice will make you perfect in the end. So be okay with failing 1,000 times. I remember this young lady that did like 100 interviews. Listen, like I said, if you want good, you know how to run. It's okay to do 100 interviews, and the 101 might be might be the one that you're closer to. So the 100th one are the one you get. That's the point, basically. So be okay to do 100 interviews. That's the point I'm trying to make. I've known people who have done 10s and 20s and 30 interviews. It's okay to do it, because at the end of the day, you will get your goal. So while you're doing the job that you don't want, continue applying, continue to do. If you have a little money and can get LinkedIn subscription, do courses. There are loads of free courses online. You have also Udemy that you can pay a little amount money for. Whenever you start working, I think like £15 I paid for a course to understand about strategic management and stuff like that. So do that, and it will help you succeed. And my final words is be patient in the process. You will get there, and when it all becomes a reality, you will become a little bit more comfortable and be open to progressing your career.
All right, lovely. So thanks for watching, everyone. I really hope that the information shared and the examples given would benefit you and help you in your journey when you migrate over to the UK. All right, thanks for watching. Take care.